And it looked like Caitlin Clark just gifted her entire team her signature merch, but it wasn't just the team. Every fan that shows up to Gamebridge tonight will get the first release of Caitlin Clark's signature merchandise. About the Indiana Fever not showing love to Caitlin Clark, because to me, it took too long. Well, guess what, guys? Now we all know why it took.
Caitlin Clark's $28 million Nike deal wasn't a celebration, it was a weapon. The moment it was signed, it marked the beginning of a final battle in a corporate war that started long before anyone was paying attention, and its target was one specific rival. While the world saw a historic contract, insiders saw a calculated move to end a debate once and for all, a move that would either solidify an empire or ignite a full-blown rebellion.
The entire, Gamebridge is now a Caitlin Clark thing. There's no whole Caitlin Clark thing outside of Gamebridge and stuff. I expect shirts on every single seat once her apparel is out. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do. I would hope they do something, but I have no idea. That cost.
This isn't just about two players. This is about the future of a league that has exploded into the mainstream, almost entirely on the back of this rookie class. The stakes are simple. Who gets to define this new era? Will it be the polished, record-shattering prodigy handpicked by the world's biggest sports brand? Or will it be the unapologetic, fierce competitor chosen to lead a once-great kingdom back from the brink? This rivalry is no longer just on the court. It's being fought in boardrooms, on social media, and on store shelves across the globe.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that A'ja Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line. But they just announced, breaking news right now, we have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon, with signature shoes coming.
The first shot was fired long before any contracts were signed. Back in the 2023 NCAA championship game, when Angel Reese hit Caitlin Clark with the infamous "you can't see me" gesture, it was more than just trash talk. It was a moment that created an entire narrative. The media instantly cast them in opposing roles. Clark, the humble Iowa phenom, and Reese, the flashy Bayou Barbie from Baltimore. That single moment became the foundation for everything that followed, creating a hero and a villain.
It was really unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy, all of it, it's like aura.
We love it! It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it.
That on-court dynamic quickly spilled into the world of endorsements. Nike, a marketing empire, saw in Caitlin Clark the perfect global ambassador. They didn't just offer her a contract, they gave her a coronation. The 8-year, $28 million deal came with a signature logo, a full apparel line, and a marketing push typically reserved for legends like LeBron James or Michael Jordan. It was a declaration that Nike wasn't just investing in a player, they were claiming ownership of the future of the sport.
How do we have an Angel Reese shoe before a Caitlin Clark shoe? It's almost like Nike forgot about Caitlin Clark and just moved on to Juju, because they announced stuff about her signature shoe coming out in March with details of colorway, style, price, the whole 9 yards. And all they've done with Caitlin Clark is give her a colorway in the Kobe shoes and just calling them the Caitlin Clark Kobe's. But even just that, they sold out in less than a minute. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Angel Reese. She got her signature shoe, and
the market's response was immediate and overwhelming. Clark's Indiana Fever jersey became the fastest-selling draft pick jersey in any sports history, even outselling some of the biggest stars in the NBA. When Nike released a special Clark-themed colorway of their Kobe sneakers, they sold out in under a minute. On resale sites, the shoes were fetching double or triple their retail price. From a purely analytical standpoint, the data was undeniable. Anything attached to Caitlin Clark's name turned into commercial gold, proving Nike's massive investment was already paying off.
That it was announced that Angel Reese will release her first ever signature sneaker with Reebok on September 18th. So it says the Angel Reese 1 Diamond Dust, made for the spotlight, available on 9/18. And as you can see here, it looks like there's two colorways that are going to be released, an all white colorway and a pink colorway. colorway. I love that all of the girls are releasing pink shoes. Like Asia has a pink shoe, Sabrina has a pink shoe. But this is big news for Angel. And I know that we've been talking about the rookies and their signature shoes, and everyone has been waiting on Kate.
Meanwhile, a sleeping giant was stirring. Reebok, once a titan in the basketball world, had faded into near irrelevance. In a desperate bid to reclaim their glory, they made a shocking move, appointing Shaquille O'Neal as the new president of Reebok basketball. Shaq's first order of business was to find a star to lead his rebellion against Nike's empire, and he found his champion in Angel Reese. He personally signed her, making her the face of Reebok's comeback, and promising her the one thing every athlete dreams of: her own signature shoe.
Angel Reese first signature shoe is set to release. It's set to release. Now, it's not a bad shoe. This is my only problem with it. The colorway. Like, I just feel like they could have had a little more fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially being that it's for the All-Star game. Like, why do a basic white shoe? Man, you could have did so much more to make this shoe pop. And y'all just like, nah, we just gonna do a regular white shoe.
This set up a classic David versus Goliath scenario. Nike, the established global superpower, versus Reebok, the underdog fighting for survival. For Shaq, this was a massive gamble. He was staking his reputation as an executive on Angel Reese's ability to compete with the Clark machine. Fans immediately interpreted Reese's Reebok deal and her unapologetic persona as a direct challenge to the squeaky clean image. Nike was building around Clark. Social media erupted with debates, framing Reese as the only one brave enough to stand against the empire.
Caitlin Clark is simply the talk of the internet today. Her and Taylor Swift broke the damn internet. Yes, bro. And for all the people that was hitting me up about Caitlin Clark's signature logo, somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, yeah, do you, like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style, the luxury department style, almost a little bit getting out of sport.
However, the numbers paint a starkly different picture of this war. While Clark's merchandise causes websites to crash, Reese's launches have been comparatively quiet. Viewers were left wondering if Reebok, even with Shaq's influence, had the marketing muscle to truly compete. Based on publicly available information, the gap in market power is immense. This isn't a knock on Reese's star power, but an objective look at the difference between a brand at the peak of its power and one just beginning to rebuild.
She seeks that attention, right? And another thing is, it's obvious she's jealous of Caitlyn. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlyn. I haven't yet to see Caitlyn even respond to her yet. Have y'all?
No.
So when you asking me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlyn, not just because what she's doing outside the court and she's waving her hand, doing all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball, right? And she looks like Steph Curry. And that's simple.
But here is where the story takes a fascinating turn, setting the stage for a direct confrontation. In what seems like a perfectly timed collision, both Caitlin Clark's first signature Nike shoe and Angel Reese's first signature Reebok shoe are scheduled to be released around the same time in 2026. This isn't just a product launch, it's a showdown. It will be the ultimate test of brand loyalty, star power, and marketing strategy, where consumers will vote with their wallets.
People are selling the new Caitlin Clark Kobe's for double, sometimes more than double what they actually paid for them. So it's been estimated there's about 13,000 of these shoes that were released from Nike, and literally within minutes, all sold out for about $190 a piece. People knew these were going to be hot, so resellers were picking them up on the cheap and now doubling and sometimes tripling their profits on a place like eBay. So if you were lucky enough to get a pair of these, put them up on eBay, you're going to sell them for around $350, $400 minimum, depending on the size. And that's just kind of the way it works right now with anything Caitlin Clark related. The stuff is really hot. Watch for Caitlin Clark stuff because it sells off the shelves, especially on eBay.
This future battleground will be the moment of truth. Will Angel Reese, backed by Shaq's legendary status and a brand desperate to reclaim its throne, prove that there's room for a rebel queen? Or will the sheer force of the Nike and Caitlin Clark partnership prove to be an unstoppable juggernaut, cementing Clark's place as the undisputed ruler of the basketball world for the next decade?
Caitlin Clark can't have anything without some negativity. Sports Illustrated posted this, but I actually read the article. It's just hater. He used random people's opinions on X and Twitter. Fans don't like her logo. No, you don't like the logo. You just found some random people that agree with your opinion. This is called confirmation bias. I can't stand people like that. What they do is they find anybody who confirms their bias. So what they do Google searches and things like that instead of just being objective. No, I think most people like the logo.
Ultimately, this rivalry is bigger than just two athletes. It's a reflection of what we value in our superstars. Do we prefer the polished, record-breaking phenom, who seems destined for greatness, or the defiant, unapologetic competitor who fights for every inch of respect? It's a conflict between an established empire and a hungry rebellion, a story playing out in real time.
Of the Kobe 5 Pro Tro, decked out in Indiana Fever colors. You see them on your screen. They dropped at 10 a.m. Monday, and they sold out before 11 a.m. In fact, in just minutes. The $190 kicks are already showing up on the secondary market at close to double the retail price.
Caitlin Clark's new Kobe Bryant 5 sneaker sells out online in minutes. There hasn't been this much calamity over a white woman's shoe since Cinderella and the glass slipper.
The market has certainly spoken for now, overwhelmingly in favor of Caitlin Clark, but the final verdict on this era has yet to be written. Everything is now building towards that 2026 showdown, a moment that will define legacies and could shift the balance of power in the sneaker world forever. The only question that remains is, in a world that has already crowned its queen, is there any room left on the throne for another?
My problem with Angel Reese is that when we talk about an attitude can make somebody unattractive, her attitude and just her demeanor really rubs me the wrong way. I'm not on the court, so maybe Caitlin Clark has said something crazy to Angel Reese. I have not heard it. Angel Reese, whenever she has the opportunity to throw a shot, she does, and she makes herself look like an ass. They're watching the WNBA because of one person. It's okay. A talented player, maybe you and Caitlin Clark will share the lead down the line, but most people are watching games because of Caitlin Clark. That is